Welcome, everyone. Hello. It is afternoon Friday. I'm Ron. It is National Donut Day. Yay. I had a couple of muffins. My wife makes like salt-free, low sodium, low carb donuts or muffins for me. So one a day. They're good. All right. You ready? Grab your band. Take your hands. Put them inside the band like that. You got one on the outside, back of the hands right there. Nice and easy. Keep gentle pressure pushing out to the outside lightly. You just want to feel these muscles working. 45 minutes of just getting it out as far as you can. It's going to get tiring. So just this little pressure so it's not loose. And bring the arms up overhead. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get yourself in neutral. So you get those shoulder blades back. Ears, shoulders, hips in alignment. Knees and toes, hips pointed forward. And back down nice and slow. Pull the shoulders up, bring it back up, over the top. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring it back down again. Give me 1 second to make an adjustment here. I'm having some feedback issues. All right. Next, what are we going to do? We're going to do a raise up with the hands right straight out in front. And from here, reach out. Doing a hip hinge, shoulders out, hands out, and then shoulders come back first, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then bring yourself back up again. So you're working on that hip hinge. Out, stretching out the back. Take the shoulders, lengthen, rolling just the shoulders out, roll them back in again, and in one more time. Out, roll out, roll in, and back. So we're looking at those shoulders, opening them up, range of motion through them, getting a little more range in them. All right, up overhead again, and just pull to the sides just a little bit. Feel the muscles working on the outside of the shoulders, outside of the hands. So you get those hands and just a little tension to the outside, not a lot. And release, back down. Again, up, a little bit of tension, maybe a little more this time. So what you don't want is hurt the shoulders, but you want to feel those muscles working on the outside of the shoulders, each side as you pull out. Those deltoids that run right on the outside of the shoulder. And back down. We're going to do that one more time. Up, 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 up. Overhead, pull out. So each time you should have been able to get out just a little bit farther as you did it. As you do these, make sure that the wrist stays straight. Don't put so much pressure on that the band starts pulling the fingers in and the wrists get out of alignment. Try to keep those wrists in alignment. Don't put so much pressure on that the wrists give out. You're not accomplishing anything then. All right. Hand out. Band goes between the webbing of the thumb and the forefinger. Out in front, a little bit of bend in the elbow. Other arm up. Bring it back, rolling that shoulder blade right straight back and forward. Don't lock this front arm out. You've got a little bend in that elbow as you do that. So it's forward with that bend, elbow out to the side. Bring it back, squeeze the shoulder blade back as you do. Elbow comes right straight back, arm stays parallel with the floor, and back down. So you want that rotation through the shoulder, keeping the shoulder in neutral, not letting it drop down. And back. One more time on this side. Shoulder blades come back. So as you're bringing that arm back, roll the shoulder blade back just a little bit more. And then we're going to go to the other side. Thumb, forefinger, right there. Band right in between. Other hand, cup. Fingers go inside the band. Elbow up and pull. Roll that shoulder blade back. So you want to work a little bit at a time on this, just starting out. Each time you do it, you can pull just a little bit harder. Once those muscles get warmed up a little bit. Back, roll the shoulder blade back, open up the chest. So you want to feel those muscles right at the very top of the back, going to right underneath the neck, doing all the work to pull that shoulder back. So along the upper half of the shoulder blade. One more time. Back. And down. Bring those arms down. That's enough of that. Enough of that shoulder nonsense for now. There'll be more nonsense later, don't worry. Arms down between the legs. We're going to bring arms up as you do. Hands come out. So it's up and out. Elbows will go behind. As you're bringing that band up, elbows flare out to the side, rolling the shoulder blades together and back down again. So bring it up. Hands from the back of the hands, pull out. Up, shoulder blades together, together now. Squeeze them and back down. And keep doing that. Roll the shoulder blades back. We're working those muscles on the outside of the shoulders, all around the shoulder socket, all the way around, front, middle, back, as well as the upper back muscles, posture muscles there. So we're stabilizing the shoulder, making it stronger, and getting those shoulder blades nice and strong so that it keeps the shoulder blades back, keeping the chest open, keeping you in neutral automatically. And back down. All right. Left hand, palm up. Take the band, put it over the palm. Got it? Okay. Going to the side, taking that hand, putting it knee on the opposite elbow, elbow on the opposite leg. So you got one more time. Hand, band, other hand down, and then across body, little bend in the elbow, and we're just going to take and lift that arm behind us and back down. So you've got a bend in the elbow, but you are not hinging. This isn't hinging at the elbow. It's lifting through that shoulder and back down again. So up, working those muscles in the very back of the shoulder. So for me personally, I'm having a little problem with holding that palm forward. So I'm letting it roll up or roll back. You have to do whatever's right for you. That's your decision to make as to what feels best for your joints and your muscles. That is totally on you to make sure that you don't get hurt. And back down. Too many times I run into problems where people say, well, you said to do it this way. If it hurts, don't do it that way. You also have to make the decision what's right for your body. Up, squeeze it, and back down. Up and back. So it is the muscles, the muscle in the top of the arm, back of the shoulder that's lifting that entire arm up. Hold, squeeze, and back down. Other side, the exact same thing. Palm up, band over the hand, arm crosses, so it's on the opposite knee. So the elbow is on the opposite thigh. Little bend in that back arm. Do whatever you have to for that front arm so that you're not hurting your wrist or your shoulder. And then lift. And back down. The only thing moving is that shoulder. Everything else is stationary, and I'm going to straighten my back out because I had a little bit of an arch there, getting my chin to my chest. Up and down. Squeeze and back. Feels good. And back down. That's up. It really isolates that rear deltoid in the back of the shoulder socket, which is a really good one to get because we don't hit it a lot. And down. A few more. Hold at the top. Stay right there. Tighten those muscles up. And release. Again, you only come up as far as is right for you. And back down. Again. Back to center. Shake that out. We're going to grab on to the, or hands. No, we're going to do it this way. Back of the hands against the outside. So you've got a band. Back of the hand on the inside of the band. Both sides. Like that. So you're like a treadmill belt. We're going to take and roll the shoulder blades back as we're holding it here. So squeeze the shoulder blades back and release. So you've got a narrow row, a very small row going on here at the same time. But keeping the torso right straight up, keeping the elbows down about mid-torso. You should feel this all the way up and down the shoulder blade. Again, don't let the band pull the hands in. Same distance all the way. Wrist stays straight. Don't put pressure on that wrist joint. Back and up. Squeeze. This is all about the shoulder blades. You're going to get some shoulder in here as well, but specifically those shoulder blades tightening up, those muscles between rhomboids and trapezoids, between the shoulder blades, tighten up, draw the shoulder blades back, and that brings the arms out. And relax. One more time. Out and back in. Again, let's go down to the lower half of the body. Wrap the band, circular band, around the balls of the feet. We'll start with that right there, balls of the feet. Be careful with this. You want it back onto the balls of the feet. Don't go out toward the toes. Two things happen. Out to the toes, more pressure on the ankles to bring those toes in. You don't want that. You want the feet parallel, even with that pressure, tension, bringing them together. The other thing is it has a tendency to kind of fly off the toes. If you've got it too far to the end, it'll go off on one side and those things will go flying all over the place. Right here, lots of tension, or not a lot of tension, but enough tension to keep it on the foot so it doesn't move. All right, you ready? Just pick up, straight up and back down. Light tension across. Again, band wrapped around the balls of the feet, legs apart, knees stay over the ankles, lift a little bit and back down, other side, up and back down. So what you're preventing against is that band pulling you to the side. You're working the muscle on the outside of the hip to keep that leg straight as you lift and back down. So if you put no pressure on the band, there's nothing to this, but you don't want a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure is really hard too. So you find that spot where you're working outside of the leg, hip flexor to lift, outside of the leg, keep that leg out. Both engaged, but not too hard. Up. Again, any pains in the hips, any pains in the knees, take the pressure off the band. Just get those feet closer together so you don't have as much inward pressure, that tension bringing them together. Up. You just want to work the muscles, not tear them apart. Up and back down and down. Two more. Up. One more on the other side. Bring it up. Bring it down. Walk the feet in. So I have, I don't know if you can see it there, loose band. I'm going to come out just until the band is tense. Tense. Things you sleep in when you go camping. Tense. All right, 2/10, 1/5. All right, out and back in. Pivoting on the heel. Lift the toes up. Roll to the outside. Take them down. Back up. Fight the resistance. That band wants, or that tension, fight the tension. The tension wants to bring those feet in so fast, but you're going to work them just a little bit harder by taking a real slow time coming back to the middle and down. Walk out with the heels, up and out, and then toes out. Now you get a little more tension there. What we're trying to do is just increase the resistance, making it just a little more intense. So don't just pick the feet up off the ground and feel how much more that band is pulling the toes in. What we're going to do is out and in. Again, making sure knees stay right over the ankles. Hold them there if you need to start out with, and see if you can let go, because the knees are going to want to buckle. Out and in, out and in. Again, we're going to keep going out until you get to that point where you can't do it anymore. And stop right there. Toes up, feel the pressure, find the balance, and down, and then it's out and in slowly, out and in. All that moves is that ankle, the outside and back. Last one. In. One more. Heels out, toes out. So if this doesn't work for you, if that band's just going to pull those feet in and there's nothing you can do about it, walk the heels in just a little bit more. All we're trying to do is take you to the point that it's challenging for you, that you're working as hard as you can, but you're still able to do it. So it's up, toes out, toes in, and down, working just the ankle in that rotation and down. So I let the band pull my feet in. I needed to go slower. Bring it in nice and slow, toes forward and down. One more. Up, out, in, and down. Walk the feet in. Very little tension on the band right here where you start. You're going to pick up one foot first. Pick it up. Make sure that everything's pointed forward. Lift. Extend the one leg out to the side. Toe stays forward. This is going to be the hard part. Picking it back up and bringing it back in again, nice and slow. Let's do it again. Lift the leg first. Hip flexors are working. Now we're going to use those muscles on the outside of the hip. Pull that leg out and stop. If you get to a point where that foot just starts rolling in or toe starts coming in, you went too far. You've got to be able to keep that toe forward. As you do this, out, put the foot flat on the floor, readjust, shoulder blades back, make sure everything's forward. And the only thing moving is that leg within the hip socket. And in, one more time, up, out to the side, put the foot down, get your solid base, then pick up and come in. You should feel that on the outside of the hip, going up into those medial glutes, the side of the butt. Ready. Other side. Find your neutral first. Lift, hip flexor, and then out. Foot down. So this knee wants to go with it. It's so much easier. You want to hold these muscles tight. We are strengthening up all these muscles, keeping your knees strong, keeping your hips strong, by keeping these muscles nice and dense. Up and bring it in. Oh, felt that one. Okay, let's try that again. Up and out. Foot down. Make sure everything's stationary right here. Other foot up. Nice and slow back in. And down. We're going to do it 2 more times. Up. Out. And down. So holding with my hands helps a lot. Make sure my body stays right there, but I'm not using the muscles through the core. If you can, maybe a light hold or not at all. Other thing you can do, and what I really like to do, is grab on, start the movement, and then take my hands off while I'm into it, just to get me started over that hump, and then back down. And then once I've done that and I've warmed those muscles up, then I can start to do it without the assist of the chair. But if I need the chair, I'm going to use it. Couple more, then we'll take a break. Promise. Palm of the hand, band. Hand through the band, down. Opposite hand, I feel like I'm doing a magic trick here. Other hand up. So now, on the top, palm of the hand is facing up. On the bottom, palm is facing down. Arms out in front, shoulder blades back. Little bend in both elbows so you're not locking them out. You're just going to lift with that top arm. Bottom arm stays right where it is. All kinds of work, isometric work, holding that band in place, not letting it come up. You don't have to push down. You're just taking that front arm up and back down. So the highest you should be able to get that arm is parallel with the floor. If you're up here, then that bottom hand is too high. You want to be where you've got the tension, most tension you can give it, right here, and the hand is parallel with the floor. And back down. So it's a small move. We're looking for that muscle in the front of the shoulder this time. So the last time we got the muscle in the back of the shoulder joint. This time we're getting the one in the front. Up and down. 2 more. Get that little bend in the elbow. It's a biceps curl at the same time. You're working those muscles in the front of the upper arm as well. That little bend in the elbow and keeping it there. Up and back down. For the other arm, take the hands, one palm up, one palm down, roll them. So now the hand on top is up. I got to go the other way. I did it wrong. I got confused. So I got palm up, palm down. Again, opposite hands. One hand goes in through the hole and pushes down, the other through the top. Hardest part about doing band exercises is setting up for them. So now we're going to lift, other arm. And back down. Make sure you've got ultimate tension at the very top of that, where the hand is parallel with the floor. And back down. And 3, lift it up. And down. Last one. And nice and slow, back down. So what you should be feeling is from above the elbow, all the way up through those biceps, because that's keeping that elbow bent, not letting the band pull it down. There's always that tension. And then to the top of the shoulder here in the front, which is holding the arm up. One more, and we take a break. Hand, palm down on the thigh. Right there. We're going to go out to the side, palm down. So the band on the other side, back of the hand, put it through the hole, back of the hand is pointing out. We're going to go up on the side, palms facing down, palm is facing in. It is an arc. Elbow stays right in line with the torso, and it's up and back down like that. Muscle, which muscle? The deltoid on the outside of the shoulder. There's three muscles. We did the back, we did the front. We are doing the side now. And down, up, and back. Elbow stays bent at a 90. Out to the side. So it's again, it's an arc. It really, you got to concentrate on that elbow out and up, keeping the elbow at 90 and back in. Again, elbow, shoulder have to stay in alignment so they're in neutral position. So you're not putting pressure on one part, specific part of that shoulder joint. It's distributed evenly all the way around that joint. Up and back down, making the muscles do the work. The more you can strengthen those muscles up, the better the shoulder will be for you. And back in, we're gonna go to the other side. Again, let's regroup. Take hand inside the band, down on the thigh. Other hand, the outside, in through the hole, back of the hand, right there, on the inside of the band, elbows at 90, elbows right next to the torso, and that arc, elbow out, elbow up, and back down again. I started leaning forward because my trapezoids up here by the neck were doing all the work instead of the muscles on the outside of the shoulder. That means I was bringing that shoulder up even just a little bit, up. And I'm going to feel it up there. That's not what I'm shooting for. Those are not the muscles I want to get to. And back in, need a little more tension. So I'm going to bring that leg in a little bit more, shoulder out just a little bit more, elbow out, giving me a little more distance from the two to get a little more tension into the band. Up and back. Back. Three more. There's one. So that means we have how many? Two left. Right. Good job. Up and back down. One more time. And back in. You should have a drink of water. You really should. Keep seated. We're not done. We're going to do more. We definitely have more to do. My cat was trapped. I had to open a door for her. Not a mouse trap, a cat trap. All right. Band, foot, band is open, through the hole, keeping the band flat, other side, through the hole, and up. Flatten the band out. Don't let it get all rolled up. Above the knees, on the sides of the thighs. How high up on the thighs? Does not matter. Here's the problem, though. This will put tension on the knees. As we start to go out, that's going to put tension on the knees. If your knees are bothering you at all when you do the exercises, bring the band up higher on the thighs. The farther down you go, the more the legs have to work, the more the outside of the legs have to work to hold the leg out. Higher up you go, just the hips being apart are going to hold it apart more. So you can adjust this, modify it. Any problems with the knees, hips, ankles, get the band up higher on the hips. All right, shoulder blades are back. First thing we're going to do is just walk the heels out. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. Back in. Slowly. In. In. The other way, this one you can do on the ankles as well. That puts a little more tension into this even more so. All right, more so even so. Out again. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out. All that's working are those ankles. And back in, in, in. You are going as much for range of motion on this as you are strength. You're going to feel it all the way through the legs, both sides, inside and out, glutes as well. But you want that movement, that lots of movement through the ankle, as much as you can get. Feet out, ankles out. Keep the knees in. Keep the knees out. So as you go out with those heels, knees should be following the heels out. Not letting them collapse. You're not getting the work out of it if you're letting that band pull the knees in. Want to use those muscles on the outside of the hips and those medial glutes in the butt. Strengthen them up. Those are hip stabilizer muscles. Those are the ones that keep your hips strong and stay stable when you're walking, so they're not twisting and going side to side and bending and folding and mutilating and all of that stuff. All right, feet together, out and in. It's a butterfly. Out. Bring it back. If there's not enough tension there for you, bring the feet apart and do it. Just roll out and back. Still not enough. Out and back. The other thing too, if you have two bands, you can put two bands on. Or if you've got a thicker band, you can put that on for the legs. Or like I said, if you've got two, you can put them both on. Double up on that tension. Make it just a little more challenging. This one should be all outside of the butt, outside of the hip, down the side of that thigh. Couple more. Out and in, out and back in. Walk the feet in. Light tension here. Pick that leg up and back down, other side, up and back down. I'm going wider. I'm not feeling the work here. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out, cupping the bottom of the chair if you need to. Lift and drop. So right here is where the band's really going to have all its way with you by pulling that leg in. You're going to try to bring that knee right straight up and then right straight back down again. If you can't and that knee drops in, you've got to bring that leg in. Don't put that tension on the leg, on the hip. And down, up, and back down. And we're good. Back down. Band around the ankles. One thing with band around the ankles where you have to be really careful of, band around the ankles has a tendency to really put a lot of tension on that knee. So as you're lifting up and going out, you've got to work really hard to keep that leg out. These muscles have to be really strong on the outside of the hip to keep that leg in alignment. That band is continually trying to pull that knee in. If you do these movements with the knee in, now you've got all kinds of tension down here. You've got all sorts of separation to the outside. If that's what you're running into, bring the feet together a little closer. The other thing you can do is get the band closer to the knees. The closer you get with your resistance to the joint, the less tension there is on that joint. When you move it away, those muscles have to work all that much harder. So you do what's right for you. Feet out, shoulder blades back. We're just going to lift one leg at a time. Up and back down. Not to the side like I just did. Straight up. Stay with that one leg. Grab onto the chair. Fingers underneath. Cupping underneath. So you can feel the tips of the fingers. You know your shoulder blades are back, and then lift. And back down. And down. No problems? Walk it down an inch, 2 inches maybe. And then do it again. Up. Because part of this is using the outside of the hip to keep that leg straight, working these muscles. Knees get so weak. This works the muscles on the outside and inside of the legs to keep those knees strong as well. Up. And when knees get weak, they just start going wherever they want. And that's where you start destroying that joint. Up. And back down. And down. Other side. Everything else stays the same. No change. Just lift from the other side now. Up and back down. Hip flexor doing all the work. That muscle contracts right in front of the hips and lifts the leg up. As that gets shorter, something's got to give. That leg comes up. And back down. The other thing that can happen, if you're not careful, is the other thing that can give is you'll come down closer because as that muscle tightens up, it's going to try to bring you down closer to your torso, to your legs. You don't want that. You want to stay up here, making the work be down here. And down. Straight up. Straight up now, tell me, is it going to be you and me forever? One more time. Up and ooh, back down. I am so feeling that. We're going to just let that go for now. Band comes off the feet completely. So feet, band, nowhere near. First thing we're going to do is squeeze bottom of the band. So take the band, let it hang. Take your hand, come around, and grip it. Top hand, same thing. Top of the band. So you got a little bend in the elbows, shoulder blades are back. Palm in, neutral grip. What you're going to do is take, first of all, top arm only and lift. And back down. Up. Lower arm parallel with the floor, stays right there the entire time. So don't cheat this and bring that lower arm up. Don't push down with the lower arm, which is so much easier than that lift with the top. That bottom hand is just an anchor. It is an anchor. It's like I am to my wife, an anchor. And back down, keeping her down, dragging her down. That's what she always tells me. Up and back down. I just laugh. Up and back down. Other side. Let go completely. Hand, wrap, hand, wrap. Lower hand, lower arm, parallel with the floor. Upper arm does the work. And pull. And back down. You only pull until it gives. So if you try to get too much, you're going to start lifting that shoulder up. You're going to be using these trapezoids, leaning off to the side because you want to try to get that arm higher. Just about these muscles right here. Up and back down. Plus the chest. You're going to feel this in the outside of the chest, underneath the armpit. One more time. And down and down. That was fun, eh? We're going to go the opposite way with it. Palm. Like you're climbing a rope, that kind of thing. Here's our rope. Down. And up. Shoulders back, chest out. I was kind of turning, letting that band pull the rest of me. Muscles that are stationary are working as hard as the moving muscles, probably more so. Exhale. Keeping that core tight as you do it. Nothing moves but that shoulder. That's it. Down and up. Other side. Other way, same thing. And like that. Top arm parallel with the floor, bottom hand pulls down. This, breaking it up only, down only, is so much more intense than just lifting with both arms. Stronger arms always going to take over when you do that. This way, you're making sure that only one set of muscles is doing the pulling. And my right arm is so much stronger than my left. I have no problems holding the band on the top. Doing it this way, left arm holding on top, so much harder. And up one more time. And back again. Back to the shoulder blades. We haven't been there in a while. Take the band and do it this way. Band underneath one foot. So for me, right foot, right hand. Band goes under the right foot. Arm grabs on in front, rolls to the outside. So now the hand, arm is next to the torso. Palm is pointing up, up. Because what you're going to do is pull that shoulder blade back, squeeze it, and release. If you can start walking. If you need a little more tension, you just walk that leg out a little more and bring it back, squeeze, and release. But if you're doing this with the foot up off the floor, make sure it's around the arch of the foot. If it's up by the toes, if it's up around the ball of the foot, it's going to slide right off the end, or it really as easily can. It easily can. So shoulder blades back, squeeze, rolling it, and back out again. Your foot is wherever it needs to be, that you can get that elbow back without turning the torso. So if you have too much tension, you're going to start engaging the entire body to try to pull that. So now you've taken all those muscles in the back. Problem is you're putting a lot of stress on the lower back. All you want to do is as much tension as you can get right there, and then release. So as far back as you can get, you got tension, and it's out. And down one more time. And down. So there's the other side we have to talk about. Band's a circle. Foot goes in. Palm facing you, hand right in front of the leg. Roll around to the outside. See how I did that? Down. Cupped fingers. Back. And out. Need a little more tension. I'm going to start walking that foot out just a little more. And down. Up. Elbow back. Roll it back around just a little bit. And then forward again, not letting the shoulders not ever be parallel with the floor. Double negatives, that didn't work out very well. You want the shoulders to always be parallel with the floor. You know, I get partway into it with one negative, and it's like, well, the only way out of this one is just throw another one in there instead of starting over. And back. Squeeze. And out. One more. Roll it. And bring it back. Here's a fun one. Fun one. You're going to go around the feet one more time. My band is losing its shape. It's all sticking together. I have to get baking soda on it or flour. Okay, so there are your feet. There's the band. You see how it's wrapped around. Taking your hands, grab the band. Like that. So cup the hand underneath, palm toward you. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. First thing we're going to do is a hip hinge. Up and back down. Let me walk to the side here. There we go. I made it. So you got your hands underneath that band. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. It is just raising, using those muscles in the glutes and hamstrings to lift you up. And then back down, keeping the shoulder blades straight the whole way. Up. And back down, course tight. You need more tension, walk the feet out more. But you're not going to want more tension. Bring the feet in, actually. So we're going to do, as we come up, we're going to bring the band up, elbows right straight out to the side, roll the shoulder blades back, and then back down again. So you've got that hip hinge first, squeeze the glutes, exhale, and as you're coming up with the upper body, you're also bringing the hands up at the same time, fingers underneath that band, hold on, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Don't bring the shoulder blades up or the shoulders up toward the ears. You're bringing them back. You're working those muscles between the shoulder blades to draw the shoulder blades back. Those are the posture muscles. Those trapezoids on the top of the neck have some use, but not as much. They're not as important as those rhomboids and trapezoids between the shoulder blades. And down. Two more. Up, squeeze, and back down. One last time. Together, and back down again. We're out of time. My band is toast. That was a cheap band. All right. Arms, fingers together, palms up. Shoulder blades are back. Chest is out, chin is up, looking right straight out in front of you. Deep breath in, pushing the stomach out. Exhale, bringing the arms down, back, behind. This is important on this one. Bands, man, they are just shoulder users, big time. We want to get those shoulders open. So grab onto the back of your chair and just lean forward. Maybe sit back even a little farther in the chair, butt back a little more, so you can lean farther a little more, so you can lean forward a little more without bringing the chair up. Deep breath in and exhale. Hands to the thighs, hands across the water. Shoulders roll. You got that curve going in there. And bring it back. Roll the shoulder blades back. Sitting on my shirt, it was choking me. It was pulling it back. Check that out. We're going to do side bend up over the top. Again, shoulders really working on stretching out the shoulders. Right up over the top, head up, ear on the inside of that upper arm. Arm out, flow over to the other side. You're flowing out. Deep breath in, exhale, bringing yourself back up to the middle. Shake that out. Arm up and across. Using that back shoulder, roll it back. Pull that front hand. Keep the shoulder blades back. That entire shoulder girdle rolls in a straight line. So it all rotates right around. And other side, same thing. Arm out. You want to put your arm up here? That's fantastic. You do where the stretch is best for you. Up here hurts my shoulders. I go down here. Up here, I get all kinds of stretch as I bring this joint up. This feels more neutral for me. And relax, release, shake it out. Lay on top of your thighs, right there. Bring the arms underneath. Let's just stretch out the back first. Let the shoulders just roll down towards the thighs. Deep breath in, exhale, arms back, shoulder blades back. Deep breath in. As you get to the top, push the stomach out, exhale. Back down, roll the shoulders toward the thighs. That's what they are. And one more time, up, shoulder blades back. Deep breath in through the nose. Stomach out and exhale. Bring the arms down. It's the weekend. Well, I have one more class, but then it's the weekend. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.